Welcome to Florida, everyone. Today I am super excited to be at Disney Springs and to be checking out the Disney Springs Lego store. I have not been to this Lego store since I was 9 years old, all the way back in 2008, so I am so excited to be here today and especially excited to bring you guys with me so I can give you a full tour of the Disney Springs Lego store location, so let's check it out. So first, let's take a look at the outside of the Disney Springs. Obviously, the very first thing I am excited about that you will see are all the Lego builds around the Disney Springs Lego store, especially that giant Lego sea monster. Obviously, this is a trademark of many Lego stores all around the world. This is obviously the original and is so cool. I have seen this, since I was 8 years old, and I think it's just absolutely incredible. Such a unique model, and I love seeing the sea monster in the water there. They've also got many other large Lego builds all around the Lego store, such as this Disney Mickey Mouse one with the magic there. We've got this Frozen build with Anna, Olaf, and Elsa, as well as a variety of other Lego builds like Lego Star Wars and more. Unfortunately, a lot of these builds were actually very sun damaged, which I was a little surprised about. I thought they would have been a little bit, better shape, but I guess it is the Florida sun, so especially with Olaf there, you guys would have seen it's pretty bad. At the back of the Lego store here, they've got the classic kids table where you can actually build some race cars and build a lot of builds. I have a lot of fond memories of being there while I was a kid. And then we've also got this really cool, massive build of a dragon and a horse that's, stood up 3D. It's really, really awesome. Now, as we head on inside the store, the entrance is on the other side. You walk in and it's just Lego galore. This store is absolutely massive. So many sets on display, so many things to look at. I'll also preface by saying that the lighting in this store was really bad. This is definitely an older style Lego store. They haven't had the refurbishment that a lot of the new flagship stores have had. I imagine, given how popular this store is, there will be a refurbishment coming soon. But for now, we're going to deal with the bad lighting, and I'm going to give you a full tour of this store. So I also want to start by saying this was definitely one of the most crowded Lego stores I've ever been in. It is very, very large, but also extremely crowded. So right at the back of the store here, they've got the Lego Minifigure Factory, which we are going to come back to. But first, let's take a look at some of the sets around. This section here was Jurassic World, which is cool. They had a lot of the newer sets. They also had some Super Mario Bros. Sets, lots of Harry Potter over here, very nice selection, and then obviously the back room. All the way around the Lego store, they didn't actually have any very unique builds like you see at the Disneyland Paris store when I went last year, but they did have a lot of the Lego art pieces. So they had a lot of the Lego icon sets over here, like the old creator expert sets, a very large variety, and pretty much every set you could ever imagine in stock. I will say this is definitely one of the best stocked Lego stores that I've ever seen. They had a very large pick-a-brick wall here. However, I was very disappointed that I would say a vast majority of these cubbies were actually empty. I think I've seen this in some recent M&R videos, but like pretty much all of the parts on the bottom were just completely filler bricks. There was not even bricks there. It was just the photos and stuff like that. And then from the parts that they did have, they were just pretty basic and nothing too exciting. You guys can see as I scroll in there, I didn't even spend too much time going very deep in it just because it wasn't that exciting. It was a lot of duplicate parts, a lot of really basic ones, even though it was really, really large. So I was a little disappointed here. As a kid, I remember this being the coolest wall ever. And I think, given it's downtown Disney or Disney Springs, you'd expect them to have way more parts than they did. You guys can see at the back of the pick-a-brick table here, they've got a ton of Disney Castle sets, which makes sense because people here are, there for Disney. And then, of course, they had a whole selection of Lego mugs. If you guys would have seen the haul video I made a few days ago, I did actually pick up one of these mugs with my name on it because they are exclusive to Orlando. But they had a huge variety here with so many names, so you probably would be able to find the one you're looking for. And there I am right down here. They had this really fun build of the Baby Yoda, which I thought was really cool, coming out of the egg there. And then, of course, the massive 2x4 Lego brick. They had this advertisement here about donating Lego bricks, which I thought was pretty interesting. I wanted to just replace this with donated them to my address. But they gave some cool tips there, pick, disassemble, sort, and all that good stuff. This is the first time I've ever, really seen something like this at a Lego store, which I thought was cool. They had a very large selection of some Friends sets, as well as a lot of Christmas sets, which I've never seen, so many Christmas sets on display at once. They must have needed to fill in some space there. And you guys can see moving down a lot more Lego Friends sets, as well as some Disney Princess sets. These are all of the newer Friends line, and then we even mix it in with some more Disney because they literally just had Disney everywhere. The Haunted Mansion is definitely a set on my list, and I already have the small Disney Castle, which was really exciting. It made sense that they had a very large Disney section, well, given that we were in Disney Springs here. You guys can see they've got the Minecraft sets, they've got the big digital box in the center there, as well as a bunch of Lego Technic sets. Back there, we've even got got some more of the Lego icon sets like the Eiffel Tower and the Jazz Shop, which was really hard to get here in Toronto, but this store just had everything stocked. So they had a very large selection of Lego Star Wars sets, which again is awesome because it is Disney. They probably didn't have a lot of the newer sets, but you guys know I'm not going to know what the newer sets look like or not. They had all the Avatar sets as well as a huge section of Lego Ninjago. I also admired how many different built sets they had around the store. Like I mentioned also, there are so many people here, so I'm trying to do my best as I film and take you all around, but you guys can see lots of Lego Marvel sets, and then we've got more Lego City. They've actually got a second digital box, which is really cool. This is like the first time I think I've ever seen a Lego store with two, and they also had this really big black thing above the city sets, but I'm not entirely sure what that was, but you guys can see it had a lot of cool LED colors from it. They had a very large selection of Lego Creator sets and lots of Lego Classic, and then they've got a smaller section of Lego Duplo. At the back here, they've also got the Mosaic Maker, which unfortunately is this new style. It's not like the booth you go into. This here you just upload a picture and it's not nearly as fun. Around the Lego store, they also had a ton of different outlets for sets. This one here contained a lot of the Lego flower sets where they had the newer style flower bouquet as well as the old one. Here we actually had a free gift with purchase going on and a lot of Disney brickheads, again making sense being that it is Disney. We had the standard selection of the smaller Lego sets that you'd find at any Lego store, like some of the small flowers and even more of the other brickheads there. They've also got a large selection of the Statue of Liberty, which was funny because I thought that had been retired. Had a couple more bins of brickheads here at the cash, just full of brickheads and flowers and Marvel and Star Wars superhero packs. They had this big huge table of Disney sets, so obviously the Disney Castle one being very popular and the new 100th anniversary of Disney brickheads, which I cannot wait to get, but it obviously wasn't the place. They had even more brickheads and stuff stacked there behind the cash, so you could really get as many as you want. And then a huge variety of Lego keychains, and I know these are the keychains you can get at any Lego store, but because I was at Disney, I was, especially attracted to those Disney ones, but I didn't actually pick any up. Like I mentioned earlier as well, I did spend a considerable amount of time at the Lego Minifigure Factory, as I always do. This time I only built one Lego minifigure, which I'm super excited to show you guys, but I will have a full video showing you both the figure in more detail, as well as my experience here at the Lego Minifigure Factory in separate videos. Here's just a better overview of the entire Lego store. They had a really cool ceiling system there where you guys can see it looks like the top of Lego studs. They had a lot of other Lego sets on display in the center that honestly I just didn't get a chance to film, but you guys can see there are a variety of other sets there. They also had a very large section of Build a Minifigure in the center of the store. Guys, I spent some time here trying to get some minifigure parts and it was honestly awful. There were so many kids just running around, and I didn't film too much of this just because the center of the store was really chaotic, even though it doesn't look like it in this clip, but you guys can see it's very typical of a Lego store. Lots of things going on there. They also had a really cool build of the Lego Hulk here, which unfortunately I just completely missed taking pictures or videos of. I guess I was so captivated with everything else going on in the store. But you guys can see there was the massive picker brick wall there and just sets lining everything. The Lego store is pretty incredible. And if you guys want to see just pure chaos, go outside the back of the Lego store and just look at the build area with all the kids. It was absolutely insane. So many just kids running around. And guys, I forget it's a toy store, but at the same time I was like, whoa, way too many kids. Anyway, you guys, that's pretty much wrapping up my visit at the Disney Springs Lego store. I spent over an hour here in the store between making this video and building my minifigure factory, and of course doing some shopping myself. I thought it was a very good store. I was extremely excited and happy to be here. Like I mentioned, the last time I was in the store was back in 2008 when I visited when I was, 8 turning 9 years old at Disney World. The store definitely could use a little bit of a facelift. I think that they're probably going to have this one on the chopping block for when they're going to, restructure it and do it with kind of Lego's new flagship, because I think this store would be a really great candidate for that, just given how large it is and how iconic it is. But we'll have to see what Lego does. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. If you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and of course subscribe. Stay tuned because this week I've got tons of different videos regarding the Lego Disney Springs content that I made, and you guys are not going to want to miss out. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and of course subscribe, and I'm looking forward to seeing you here in the next video.